Helping Students Realize Their Learning Norms by Gail Fry. Relationships. Make sure your students know and feel important in your class. Students want to know that they are not just another face in the class. They want their teachers to know about them, their interests and talents. Students want to feel valued. As a teacher and mother, when I think about this norm, I'm reminded of my own son when he was in high school. I think about how much he disliked high school. I think about when he would come home and say, "They don't even know who I am." One day in cross country, which he had been in for 4 years, one of the assistant coaches asked him if he was a sophomore. At the end of his senior year, when they announced his name as a runner on the varsity team, his head coach pronounced his last name as Frey instead of how it is pronounced, Fry. How can a student feel valued if someone that is in their life, a teacher, a coach, etc., doesn't even know their last name? Make it a point to get to know your student. Show them that you care about them by asking about their interests, their family, and even just how their day is going. This can change the way a student feels about school in general, their performance, and their self-esteem. Relevance. Making students understand the why of their assignments in class is important. Students need to understand that they're not just jumping through hoops and that the work is relevant to their interests. As teachers, we need to make sure that our students understand how their learning contributes to their community and to the world. Time. A student's learning should be both deep and broad. There should be enough time allotted for both. Every student learns at a different pace. This is the challenge for teachers. Instruction needs to be differentiated to meet all learners' needs. Timing. We are all different and unique, so it is no wonder we all learn differently as well. The timing or sequence of an activity can affect how a student grasps a concept. Some students may need to learn in a different sequence or order than others. Play. Students should be given a chance to explore and make mistakes without thinking they are a failure. They should think, or they should be able to tinker and make guesses. Practice. When a student learns something, many times as teachers, we think, okay, let's move on to the next skill. Students deserve to have an engaging lesson that continues and is deep and deep and sustained lesson on a particular topic. So many times as teachers, we are trying to get a lesson completed so we can teach the next lesson and meet that standard, when really we are not meeting the standard if we are moving so quickly the information does not stick. A more in-depth, sustained lesson can help with engagement and therefore learning is taking place. Choice. Students like to have choices. They do not want to necessarily follow the same path as everyone else in their class. Most students enjoy demonstrating their abilities. When I think about giving students choices, I think about research projects, book reports, and using technology. I know that my students have always loved to research something and then find facts about what they're researching. Students get very excited about being able to choose something that they're interested in and telling their class and teacher all about it. The more excited a student is, the more engaged they are, and usually engagement and learning go hand in hand. Authenticity. Students want to know that the work they are doing is significant outside of school. They want to know that their work is not just a series of dittos. They want to know that experts, family, and employers find meaning in their work. Challenge. Students want to know that their assignments are not just about completing the work. They want a challenge. They want to have high and meaningful standards. I know that the higher my expectations of my students are, the better they will do on an assignment. Expectations of your students show them that they can do it, or that you know they can do it. Application. Once students have learned something, that they want to have the opportunity to apply it. For example, students are learning about area and perimeter. As a teacher, you give them an opportunity to build their dream room while utilizing area and perimeter. You may even throw in manipulatives such as Cheez-Its. The kids love doing this project, and it gives them a hands-on experience, which also allows them to use what they learned in the real world, not just a worksheet. In conclusion, students' high expectations of the education that they receive is essential. It is what keeps our students deeply engaged in their learning. These 10 norms are imperative and a must-have for every learner. And that concludes my presentation.